every single one of the thousands of students that he's taught, the lessons that they've taught to others, the lessons on both law and life.
Professor Nanda always makes me feel like I want to be as good as he thinks I am.
He's just been pushing me to strive and achieve anything that I set my eyes on.
Ved came to the University of Denver in 1965 at the recommendation of Myers McDougall at Yale, as Bob Yagi, who was then the dean, was looking to build some new programs and to establish the law school at DU as a special place that was pioneering in a number of areas. Law and society movement was one of those. Ved brought not only international law, but international law and policy, and the sense of how do we teach the world that international law is important and that it has a major impact on our world.
It is impossible to imagine today that we would have the robust human rights degree that we have today without Ved Nanda. Ved Nanda has been really an integral figure at Korbel, and frankly, he's been a really essential figure in Korbel, helping our students understand the world and understand the bedrock of values that we all need to live by.
I don't know if you've ever been on an international flight and seated next to the most interesting world traveler you can imagine, who also wines and dines you and takes you on a trip around the globe. But that's what it's like being at a class with Ved. I was so inspired by that experience, it's one of the reasons I decided to pursue a job in international development not long after I graduated from DU.
And so I'm very grateful personally to Ved Nanda for introducing me to international law, for making me understand it, and for helping me to see things in myself that I didn't myself see. Ved Nanda has made an impact on human rights and our bedrock dedication to the principle that no human being should have to live in tyranny, no human being should be fearful of the knock of the secret police at night, no human being should be subjected to authoritarian principles and to oppression.
He comes out of a long legacy, tracing to Gandhi, of humanitarian outlook on world affairs and stressing what's central, I think, to understanding the 21st century, the 20th and 21st, is that human beings across the planet have more in common than they do differences.
Sitting in his class and listening to him, you really realize this is a fellow who has seen the world, he knows the law, he tries to mix law and logic and good sense, and have a good feel for history, the history of law as well. And so he was able to put a lot together that most people don't.
The first time I met Judge Brooks, my 2L year, he came in to speak to us in one of Professor Nanda's courses, our second year, and started off by saying, I was once sitting right where you are as a student in Professor Nanda's class. For me personally, it was a wake-up call to show me the real breadth of an education I was going to gain.
Ved P. Nanda. There's been a lot of speculation about what that P might stand for, and I've heard from various sources that it might refer to prolific. Others have said that perhaps it's peripatetic, because if you pick up a globe and point to pretty much anywhere, Ved has been there. He's delivered a paper there, he's attended a conference, and certainly he's met with the leader of that particular country. I prefer, however, to think that the P stands for peace. He has worked for it, he's dedicated his life for it, he's written about it. He feels in his heart that this is the most important thing in the world today.
My first semester 1L year, I was kind of down about my grades and I thought I could do better, and he just pulled me to the side and was like, you did well enough for a 1L, you know. you're going to get better as time go on. It's all about adapting to the environment that you're in. And sure enough, over time, I feel myself being very adapted to this environment now.
I was born in Lithuania, and when I turned 18 years old, I moved to the United States to live the American dream. Because human rights violations, different breaches of laws can really put you in a corner where you just get helpless or want to give up. And Professor has this remarkable ability to tell you, to show you, to teach you how to see the kindness and want to see, to find that strength within you, to see the beauty and the kindness in any situation, no matter what.
He spoke at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing, must be 15 years ago maybe, or maybe a little more. The subject was the rule of law. And while China today is not the United States in a democracy, but they've moved a very long way from Mao Zedong, and I believe Ved had a major role in that.
The present Minister of Foreign Affairs of Iran got his PhD at the University of Denver. And Ved was one of the supervisors of his PhD dissertation, which was on self-defense and international law. Well, this man today has been the principal mover in Iran to get the agreement on stopping Iran's nuclear experimentation with the U.S. That is an extraordinary achievement.
He played a lead role in drafting the Anti-Torture Convention. It's changed the world. Played a leadership role on environmental issues, helping people understand the impact of cross-border threats, realizing that egregious violations of human rights in any country is a responsibility of all countries.
You know, the Nanda Center, in my estimation, it builds bridges to the international community. And how does it do that? It inspires young people who are in the Sturm College of Law to take that next step and look critically at the international landscape and see if they could be a part of reaching out and making this world a better place.
He stands head and shoulders above everyone else I know, and yet he doesn't act like it. He's just our friend.
One thing that sets the University of Denver apart from our peers is our world-class faculty across all disciplines. Ved, you embody the very best of who we are. For 50 years, you have been dedicated to discovering, creating, and expanding knowledge. You've assumed the world stage with your work in international law and brought awareness to DU's vision and values as you promoted peace and human rights. You have nurtured countless students, forged lasting bonds, and permeated the hearts and minds of so many. We celebrate you, Ved, for all these accomplishments and the many more that are yet to come.